Good evening. We'll call the order of the meeting here tonight for the Traffic Safety Commission. We'll have roll call followed by public comment. So if you want to speak, please fill out a speaker's card and give it to Elena. And also later on when we do the staff reports, if you want to comment on any of those projects, please also fill out a speaker card for that. So now we'll have roll call.
Chair Goken is absent. Acting Chair Johnson.
Here.
Commissioner Hunter.
Here.
Commissioner Pensiers.
Here.
Commissioner Fowler.
Here.
Commissioner Linky.
Here.
Commissioner Perez.
Here. Do you have the recorder? Oh, where's the recorder?
Right there.
Oh.
Okay, we'll proceed to approving the minutes of the June and July meeting. And I understand there's some comments. So Commissioner Harris, do you want to make any comments?
No comments.
Anyone else?
So my comments were incorporated, correct?
I can read those in, any additional ones, so Commissioner Linky submitted them, and I can read them into the record, and then if there's any other, I can do that now.
Please.
So for June, which is what we're doing right now, we've agreed that Commissioner Linky made these changes, and you have them in front of you. So it should read, Commissioner Linky inquired about 3 projects presented to the TSC after adoption of the mobility element that were analyzed using the old LOS methods that he says were not consistent with the highway capacity manual. Director Plants answered that those projects were evaluated with tools in place at the time and that we are currently in a transition period to new methods. Commissioner Linky stated that the evaluation of those projects was unacceptable and that there is a need to communicate to the City Council that it is not acceptable to continue to operate outside of the general plan. Chair Goken inquired about the knowledge of the City Council related to the LOS discrepancies between the old and new methods. And then the addition of Commissioner Linky expressed his concerns that guidelines produced by staff, such as the Transportation Impact Study Analysis Guidelines, roadway capacity tables, and other LOS tools should be reviewed in a public setting by the TSC. And those would be the base for the changes to the minutes, and then if there's any others, we can take action.
Any other comments? Commissioner Panseri?
I'm not sure whether it was the June or, well, it had to be June. There were motions made that the vote was 6-1-0 with Chair Goken absent, so that should be 6-0-1. And that's on, I think it's on the second or third page. And it's in 2 different locations. There was another motion, and the same vote was just a typo.
Okay.
Anyone else?
I can pass this along.
Yes.
If I've got one, but I don't know which page it is. But
I have a small spelling error on the second page where it says Vice Chair Johnson starts out, weather should be WHETR instead of WEATR. Okay. Minor. Any other comments, please? Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes with the changes that were stipulated by 3 people.
second.
It's been a second. We'll vote. They've been approved. Now for the July minutes, please. Any comments there?
I could read into the record the ones that were submitted by Commissioner Linke. So on the July minutes, when CED Director Debbie Fountain made some suggestions about appropriate review and comments by TSC, she listed several things to include in that list. So we struck out objectives and standards and added the following 6 items: policies and engineering standards related to traffic analysis, TIA guidelines, transportation demand management, and these are new ones. 4, general plan policies and the climate action plan. 5, recommendations to the City Council on GMP traffic facilities analysis and actions to be taken if deficiencies are identified. 6, review of traffic analysis and mitigation plans in environmental impact reports. And then later on in the minutes, there under Commissioner comments, there was a discussion, and it is recommended to add the following. Commissioner Linke requested a status update on the Commission's vote on June 3rd to request that staff create an agenda item for the Council to prepare a preliminary work plan for the TSC. City Deputy Attorney Guy responded that there was no agendized item on June 3rd to forward anything to the Council, and that the municipal code only refers to an annual work plan and amendments, not a preliminary work plan. So no action will be taken on that vote. And then there was a correction at the very end that Deputy City Manager Gomez identified an ordinance going to City Council on August 20th, and that was incorrectly put down as August 28th.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I have a comment. I'll go back to my previous comment about incorporating one commissioner's changes into the official ones without us voting on them first or without us seeing them first. So I'm looking at the official minutes right that are in our agenda right here, and they're already incorporate all of Commissioner Linke's changes. So I don't think we should be incorporating one commissioner's changes when nobody else has seen them, particularly if we didn't read these and then check them against that. Because we disagreed now we have to change the official one away from what this was. So going forward, let's try to keep the flow correct. But other than that, I have no problem with the changes.
We hear a
I
motion?
move that we accept the minutes.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
You're good?
Okay. We will now ask for the public to make any comments on non-agenda items. Make sure you have a speaker card. Hand it to the clerk, otherwise we can't hear you. So I have one speaker card. Okay, thank you. And it's from Leah Kieran. Close. Thank you.
Okay, just.
And you have 3 minutes.
Okay, my name is Leah Quirin. I'm on 99 Fuchsia Lane, 92011 here in Carlston. Our place is, I'm an owner and resident on Fuchsia Lane, and our homes were built in 1976, 78. And so it wasn't real busy in Carlsbad as much as it is now. I'm on Paseo del Norte and Paseo del Norte and Fuchsia Lane, and we're just a private street, a private horseshoe. And we have one street sign, and we're one way. We're a horseshoe, so we're one way. We have parking. You can see that the way you're supposed to drive because the parking spots that are painted are accessible just by going the correct way. Do you know what I mean? 2 months ago, no, on January 21st, there were 2 cars totaled on our street that hit, one on Paseo del Norte and one off of Fuchsia, because The driver exited through the entrance of Fuchsia. So the driver exited through the entrance of the one-way, and a car from Paseo del Norte heading north. They collided and both cars were totaled. And one person was hurt, she's okay now. When that happened, I spoke with someone from the city, whom I do not know, but about moving our street sign to the entrance of our street. Our street sign that says Fuchsia Lane and Paseo del Norte is on the exit side of our street. So the entrance has no sign, the exit has a sign. So nowadays we see Amazon every day, Monday to Friday. And these cars, these Amazon trucks are coming in the exit and moving through the entrance. And so they're doing a horseshoe backwards because they're on Google, they're finding the entrance they're finding that the entrance is next to a street sign. They don't know what the street looks like. They just see where they should enter that street. Well, people are coming in, so one car has been totaled. There was a 3-year-old almost hit so close, and I had cones up and everything, but she was almost hit because someone entered through the exit. And all I want from the city is that you move, or the city says it's okay for you guys to move the street sign, the names of the street, to the entrance. Because apparently people are supposed to enter the street where the street sign is put. And right now the street sign is on the exit of the street, of the horseshoe. This may be very confusing. But if you can picture the exit, the sign, the street sign is on the exit of the horseshoe. So I spoke with someone from the city about this.
Thank you, your time is up.
Told me he couldn't do it. Can you do it?
We can have staff follow up with you. I'm sure someone can leave you a card and we can get in touch with you.
Okay.
And thank you.
Thank you. That's the only open public non-agenda item that I have. So we can now proceed to our first departmental report, which is on Amargosa Drive.
Oh, actually, you want to go over the procedures?
Oh.
Close. You want to walk through the procedures on how you're going to do it?
Before we start, if there's anyone that wants to speak on the following subject staff reports, please fill out a public speaking card, because once we start, we cannot accept your.
Yeah, and then just walk through how each item will be presented tonight.
Okay. We'll introduce each item, and the staff will give their presentations. Then the commissions will ask questions of the staff about the report that they've presented. And then we'll open it up to public testimony and questions. We'll have 5 is kind of similar. Public testimony will be closed, and then the traffic commission again will ask more detailed questions following some items from the public. And then the traffic commission will vote as to any recommendations or changes to that. So with that,